40 years old. 40. You might be thinking to yourself, Cole, what is the point of you saying 40 years old? I'm glad you asked. 40 years old is the age that Colonel Sanders from KFC decided he was going to found KFC. This was after he tried to fake his age to be in the military. He tried to work on steam engines and a bunch of other random hodgepodge shit. I haven't researched too much in him, but I have just enough to know about the life lesson that I want to talk about today. This fucking guy was a unit, a force of nature. He didn't let anything get in his way. Hardships, money, finances. He said, brother, I'm just gonna fucking send it to the best of my ability while still like taking care of myself and not losing my sanity. So 40 years old, after doing everything else, all this other random shit, he decides, you know, I think I'm gonna fund fucking KFC. I'm gonna try chicken out. Fuck it. Well, you've had Kentucky Fried Chicken before. That shit's pretty goddamn good, no? I fuck with some Kentucky Fried Chicken. It's not as good as, like, Popeyes or anything, but that's some damn good fucking chicken, dude. You know? And I could absolutely see why somebody would be like, Kentucky Fried Chicken is better than, you know, Popeyes. That's just a preference thing. So, why am I talking about this? Why am I talking about 40 years old? Because I think the bulk of today's youth thinks they have to have their entire goddamn life figured out, dotted. They should be buying a fucking house, married, settled down, wife and kids, living the suburban dream by the time they're like 24. Let me tell you something, partner. That's not life. Life doesn't work that way. Life is fucking complicated. It's messy. Health problems happen. Random bullshit happens. Heartbreak ensues. People leave. People die. You have to grieve. Sometimes you gotta pause. Sometimes you gotta postpone goals to a later date. You can always revisit shit. Just because you're like, you wanted to do something in your youth, and the timing wasn't right, you didn't feel like you could be consistent enough to do it, that experience isn't gone on you. That experience directly contributed to the person that you are today. And I'm sure all of the other life lessons that you lived up to that point were necessary to develop your character and who you are as a person, okay? I'm sure everybody's familiar with this old guy on YouTube, Dry Creek Wrangler School. Dwayne, he's always like, Dwayne here, Dry Creek Wrangler School. He's got this great analogy about a pine tree and an oak tree. It's like, which one's the better quality wood? Do you want pine furniture? Yeah, pine tree grows really fucking fast, but the fucking furniture's terrible. Or somebody who goes through trial by fire, learns all these life lessons, and has a much more realistic approach of what life is like, is more grounded in reality with expectations, and understands the fragility of life. That's the furniture I want to buy, partner. Somebody who's like been through the hard shit, who knows that it's hard. So yeah, anyways, back on to the Colonel. 40 years old. 40 fucking years. He starts KFC. So this brother was not even remotely like in the chute. He wasn't in the pipeline until he was 40 fucking years old. So this guy was getting his feet off of the ground. He was just getting into the shit at 40 years old. I just need to reiterate that, because so many people compare their timelines to other people. They're like, oh, these people are already married, so their life is great. You know, maybe the people that fucking just followed the pipeline are fucking sheep. Have you ever thought about that? Have you ever thought about maybe these people aren't actually doing these things because they truly want them or it's what's best for them, but Society told them to do these things. So they're just settling. They're not actually going for their dreams, goals, and ambitions and trying things and taking the hard route. They're just fucking settling. They're in their comfort zone because that's where society tells them to be. And they just listen to external sources instead of their own internal wisdom. That's the plague on society. It's this keeping up with the Joneses syndrome, like, we all have this arbitrary, like, metric with hit. Brother, newsflash. Nobody cares. Nobody gives a shit how many fucking cars you own. Nobody cares if you have a house or not. What I care about, and I don't know if you need to hear this or not, is, are you happy? Are you healthy? Are you doing the things that you want to do to feel fulfilled? Even if it's hard, even if it makes you uncomfortable, even if you have to sacrifice things to make that happen? That's what I care about. Because that's what's going to truly make you fulfilled. And when people are truly fulfilled and happy, that's when the world changes. That's when great things happen. It's when we're fucking working together as a team, helping each other pursue our goals and aspirations. That's when greatness happens. So I'm going to go on these little detours because that's how my brain works. You got to trust this is a train that it likes to take loops. It likes to go wherever the sand-boning fuck it wants to go. But I promise you, it always ends up at the destination. I always will bring it back. This is unscripted. This is just my cranium. I'm just dumping my life experience. Okay? Now that we got that prefrontal context, let's continue. So we were talking about the Colonel. Train leaves the station at 40. Just remarkable, right? He had all that time to develop into a beautiful oak tree. He learned wisdom. He learned his strengths, his weaknesses through trial by fire, through all these other life experiences. He finally feels ready to fucking rip it at 40 years old. Flash forward 15 years on, no, 25 years on the grind. Sorry, I'm terrible at math. 65. We're checking in with the Colonel at fucking 65. This dude is fucking broke at 65. He is living off Social Security, paycheck to fucking paycheck, just trying to survive, making ends meet. He's at 65, just nothing to his name. He's essentially living off $105, which at the time, that's probably like the equivalent of like, I'd say probably like $800-900. So like just enough to like live in like a studio apartment in a super cheap cost of living and like afford some Cheerios and some milk. Like that's realistically how much money this guy had to his name. After we do inflation and all that bullshit. So this guy's broke, right? Like has nothing to his name. He's just fucking slogging through the shit. Just figuring it out. When he finally sold KFC and he retired and he was slotted into the grave, you want to know how much money that guy had? When he fucking croaked, $3 million. I don't say this because money should be your goal and aspirations and ambitions out of life. Like, you don't need $3 million to be happy. But if there's any man on this fucking planet that I think deserved that $3 million goddamn dollars, it's the fucking Colonel. Because his chicken is damn fucking good. And that man poured his life essence, heart, and soul into that. And it didn't start with just making chicken. It started with his character, his work ethic, his drive, his ability to find creative solutions to survive when times got hard. When resources were limited, he didn't just say, I'm gonna quit, I'm done. He's like, dude, all I got is this $105 to my name. What the fuck do I gotta do to make it happen? He started knocking on fucking doors. He started talking to investors. He started putting his fucking name out there. He started grinding, getting on it. Grit. This guy had fucking grit and made it happen. But it was balanced grit. This is the part that people miss. We live in a very like all or nothing society where when we're online, we just see these highlight reels of like all the craziest experiences in life. Newsflash, life is like 95% monotonous. Those like highlight reels and bullshit that you see on social media, that is like the 5% of life. That is 5% of what your life is going to look like. You know what is the stuff that's important? The boring shit. Fucking just waking up, brushing your teeth, allowing yourself to just be bored for creative inspiration. I feel like the skill of being bored has just been lost on today's youth. Like, we just like, oh no, we're bored. We need to stimulate ourselves with some bullshit, with some reels on fucking TikTok or whatever. Let yourself fester in that boredom for like 15-20 minutes and pull out a pen and paper and start writing shit down as it comes to you. What are you thinking? Why are you thinking that? What are you feeling? Just sit with it. And newsflash, sometimes that shit's ugly. Sometimes that shit is not pleasant. And that's healthy. It's healthy to be uncomfortable. It's healthy to feel just not content with yourself in life. Like you want to be better. Like you want to be doing more. That's the fucking spark that's gonna motivate you to get off your fucking ass and do something rather than watch TikTok reels. That's what you need. And that comes from being bored. So let yourself be bored. Because if you're bored enough times, you just might be able to sell a crazy amount of chicken and make a crazy amount of money one day. That's about all I got for you. And I will see you next time.